Welcome everybody, my name is Michael or Kubera. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Mark Twain. If you're scared currently that Bitcoin has gone below $44,000 and you don't really remember it being at $58,000 not too long ago, let me spook you a little bit more. It is the final hours of February when I'm recording this, and March is steadfast approaching over here. March historically has not been a good month for Bitcoin. If history doesn't always repeat itself, it rhymes. It can be similar. So with Bitcoin, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. It could go back up above $50,000 today, tomorrow, the next week. Could even go up to $100,000 not too soon. It won't take too long. But based off of the past history, if we're going to follow that, which Bitcoin can do whatever it wants, most likely March is going to be a little bit of a rough ride. And a lot of people do believe that March is going to be a month where Bitcoin is very close to the prices that we are at right now. It might even fall below $40,000. There's a fair amount of people who believe that there could be a significant correction and that these next few weeks are going to be a little bit difficult for most people. If this is your first ride, welcome to the world of cryptocurrency, first of all. Thanks for joining in on today's video, and let's discuss about what might happen with Bitcoin. But again, maybe March is going to be just fine. Maybe we go back above $50,000 within the next few days, and then we hit a new all-time high of $60,000 is just around the corner. Or maybe March is going to be a month where we're just kind of sitting around $44,000, $45,000, $46,000. And possibly the third option is we go below $40,000, maybe even all the way down to $30,000 if things get really bad. But the best time to make money is when the markets are in the red, because everything technically is at a discounted price. All right, so let's roll the intro and let's discuss about Bitcoin. The month of March is usually quite bloody for Bitcoin, but if you invested in December, you're still up more than likely double onto your profits. If you've got some bills to pay, cash out. Not everything, cash out only what you need to pay off. Let's discuss about Bitcoin today, but before we do, if you still haven't subscribed to my other channel yet and you're interested in daily uploads, check that out. Link is in the description as always, and let's get into the video. Cathie Wood, she is from ARK Investments, and prior to ARK, she spent over a decade managing over $5 billion, and ARK now is worth a fair amount. It is an ETF and they handle stocks, and Cathie Wood recently was caught purchasing Tesla when Tesla was at a discounted price. Now, some people believe that Tesla and Bitcoin, they can be a little bit similar right now if you look at the past year for both of their graphs, and I think with the recent news that Tesla purchased Bitcoin, it can be similar. So if Bitcoin's price is dipping, maybe Tesla's dipping a little as well. Plus Tesla, a lot of people think it's overvalued. It had quite a year. It had gone up quite steeply. Well, same thing with Bitcoin. Recently, it was going up like crazy. If you remember, in December, we still were below $20,000 at the very beginning of December. In January, we were super excited about $30,000 and $40,000. And then when we hit over $58,600 in February, now that the month is closing, it's quite crazy to look at. So even at $44,000 or even at $40,000, most of us are still profitable. I'm holding onto my Bitcoin. I'm not selling it. For most people, it's a buy the dip opportunity right now. It's time to hodl. 20 to 30% corrections are quite the norm with Bitcoin and in the cryptocurrency market. So for all the newcomers, it is shocking to wake up and see a 20% correction in your portfolio. If you had $10,000, you lost $2,000. Maybe you lost even $3,000 if it's 30%. Now, this is if you were buying at all-time high. You might lose a few $1,000s even, but you knew this going in. So hopefully you didn't invest with money that you couldn't afford to lose. Everybody's constantly repeating about that. CNN not too long ago, they took the opportunity to say Bitcoin plunges more than 20% in 3 days. It's now a bear market. If we remember, that was in January. And that was when Bitcoin plunged below $30,000, right before it bounced back up and hit 40, 50, and almost $60,000. So CNN, they were wrong. We're way above where it was back at $29,000. Even right now, it's almost double. It was obviously premature to say that Bitcoin was in a bear market, and a lot of analysts suggest that it's also not a bear market right now. We're very far away from that. These are just healthy corrections. This may last longer than most people expect. It may not be just a few days. It may be the next few weeks. It may go much lower than it is right now. And if we go back into the past, in 2017, Bitcoin didn't just suddenly shoot up from $1,000 to $20,000 just like that. It was a rough ride for some months. And a lot of people actually regretted selling in those months. And that's why people were able to make money. Those who held out, there's so many decisions that you have to go through. So a lot of people don't think that the bull market is over yet. We have to look at institutional investors. They're piling on more money. They're buying more Bitcoin. And not only that, but they're looking into other top altcoins. And they're not buying a few $1,000,000. Some of these guys are investing hundreds of millions or even potentially over $1 billion. Recently, a Dubai fund invested $750 million, not into Bitcoin, but into altcoins, surprisingly. So on February 19th, Bitcoin made history. We surpassed over $1 trillion market cap just with Bitcoin itself. And in terms of all cryptocurrencies, our height almost went up to $1.8 trillion. After we hit that, where Bitcoin was around $53,000, we jumped up from there to 58,000 in a very short matter of time. A lot of people made hefty profits and they started selling so they could buy back in. These experienced traders could buy back in at a lower price. History rhymes and a pullback of nearly 20% occurs. We fell to $46,000. A sharp rebound, and then we went back above 50,000, and then we went back below, and we've been kind of teeter-tottering there for the past few days where we hit $51,000, $52,000 multiple times, falling back down, 47, 48, 46, testing resistance. Right now, Bitcoin's price at the time of making this current video, earlier in the day, it was as low as $44,500. Currently, it's at $45,343. This is from Bitstamp. On Coinbase, $45,300. Everyone is at $43,500, except one market that's just out there, $46,000. But still, let me show you what happened last time. This was January. We fell. Here we are again. We fell. Most likely, we are going to go up. Now, don't take this as investment advice, but if you believe in Bitcoin, you don't care about the price right now. You're invested not in for the next few months. You don't want to make a quick buck. You're invested into the next few years. We're based off of the past history. If we look at all, it is just a drop in the bucket. And we were going up in the summertime. There was a correction. $4,700, $4,800 all the way down to $3,800, $3,700. Below going to all-time high back then. There were multiple periods. Unfortunately, it is so small over here that you're not going to be able to see, so you're going to have to zoom in on your own time. But Bitcoin has had many periods in time where it has crashed. And right now, it doesn't seem like we're transforming into a bear market just yet. Usually anyone who ends up buying Bitcoin to get rich ends up selling at a loss. Why? Because they're panicking. They don't understand that Bitcoin's volatility is just simply part of the game. Moreover, Bitcoin is not here to reward you. I mean, if you sell Bitcoin, you fall back into the fiat system that you're trying to escape. March is historically the bloodiest month for Bitcoin. If a 20% fall scares you, here are some statistics. 2011 March, minus 15%. 2012 March, minus 1%. 2013, we went up 171%, so that's quite an outlier there. But the rest, as you can see, almost all are negative except 2019, where it was up only 7%. 2014 March, minus 20. 2015, minus 6. 2016, minus 4. Minus 12 for 2017, minus 37% for 2018, and then we fell into a pretty big bear market after that. 2020, minus 25%. Historically, the month of March is rather shaky, so you should be prepared that this month is not going to be an easy one. If it ends up going to $60,000, great. But if March is down 30% again, who knows? Maybe it'll rebound back up and all the people who bought for a really cheap price will end up tripling, quadrupling, or even 10x. Because it's not just Bitcoin that we're looking at here, but also top cryptocurrencies. Whatever is in the top 50, these lists can definitely change quite dramatically over the next few weeks. Rather than fearing a correction, look at this as an incredible opportunity to purchase into something that you are going to invest in anyway. If not, if you're just looking into it for research or for entertainment purposes, that's great. You shouldn't be worried about this regardless. If you're investing with money that you can afford to lose, but you believe in Bitcoin, you're going to sell 5-10 years from now, you were prepared to buy at all-time high at $58,000. What happened now? You've got weak hands. You don't want to purchase at $44,000? That's because a lot of people are afraid that Bitcoin's price can continue to fall down. Listen, you're not going to find the bottom unless you're super lucky. That might just happen once, or you're a professional trader and even they get it wrong. In March 2020, Bitcoin, it didn't do so well. If you remember, there was this huge black swan event, changed our world. Bitcoin was at $3.8 thousand. It dropped from $8,000. The best we can see is look into the recent past of last year. Every single person who purchased during the coronavirus crash, not only stocks, there was a fair amount of good stocks, ETFs, index fund, cryptocurrency, it was one of the largest winners. Those people who purchased, within a matter of a few days, they doubled. So obviously that's not probably going to happen over here, because Bitcoin's worth a heck of a lot more than $3.8 thousand. It's way above 11, 12x right now. But if you're not afraid, it is up to you to take advantage of this time right now. If you were going to invest in this anyways, now is a good time to do it. Also, transaction fees are lower. So every single time the demand dies down, the volatility stabilizes a little bit, and we've fallen, going through a healthy correction, transaction fees are way lower than they were at $58,000. So if you're going for small transactions, you buy $100 or $200 maybe every single month, here's the thing you should try. Purchase a little bit more than you would usually because we're in a dip, as long as you're comfortable with it. Take advantage of the lower transaction fees. Maybe go into some altcoins that you've been doing research on and enjoy the month of March. Don't spend all your time looking into the charts because you're going to go crazy. You're going to stress yourself out. So that's today's video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, short, sweet, be prepared for March. Hopefully it does pretty well, but if it doesn't, we're in it for the long run. A lot of these analysts were predicting Bitcoin $100,000 in the summer or in the fall time. Don't get in this to try and get rich quick. It's not going to work out for you. You're going to rip all your hair out. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe, leave down your opinion below. I'm not selling. I wish I could buy more, but I can't. So anybody who is able to, buy the dip as long as you're able to comfortably. And we shall see you guys again on Wednesday. And if you still haven't subscribed to my other channel, as always, the link will be in the description. Have a great one. Bye.